Oh, wicked. Awesome. Wow, how is everyone doing? Yes, let's rock. Okay, it has been over a week since I've done a stream. Oh, KO2 fan, yes. Awesome. Oh, wow. Haven't seen you for a while. It's so good to see you, man. How's everything rocking? Oh, yes. Awesome. DSL. Oh, is that like the new form of broadband that means that everything isn't at a really slow frame rate? Oh, that's awesome. Anyway, oh my gosh, yes. Right, so the weird thing about this stream, I just came up with the name. It's called Bridges and Stuff. So what I want to try and do, two more really important things on our map, and then we're going to do like the fun stuff. Oh, Kev as well. Wow, my gosh. Wow, all-star cast again. Yes. Oh, wow. How is it all going, Kev? Awesome. Okay. So, I mean, so when you actually say you've got it, is it as in you need to wait, you've still got to wait the 14 days, or have you actually now got it properly connected and you're seeing everything at perfect, like, frame rates of everything brilliant instead of, yes. Anyway, that's awesome. So like, this is one of the most unenticing things you can say in any stream ever is, as much as this stream is going to be great, the stream after this one is going to be the best one ever, right? Because that's going to be the one where I'm going to create like, I think about 10 new cards, and they're all going to be awesome, right? Like, kind of, I've had like about 10 ideas of cards, right? All of which you're just going to be like, oh, okay, this is all fantastic. Yes. Ah, yes. Okay, awesome. Nice. Oh, right. Wow. Gosh. Okay. Yeah. So you've actually got some good. You've just actually got some proper actual speed on. Yes. Nice. Congratulations, man. So rather comically, my friend that I play computer games with. He has had terrible internet for a while, and kind of like, it's one of those things where it's like, believe this or not, even just as someone who's playing online with another person, I know I can get a feel of how painful it is to have bad internet. Oh, Grumbler Pugs as well. Oh my gosh. Oh wow. Oh yes, awesome. Oh, by the way, I was actually lurking in your stream a little while ago. I was too cold. So by the way, the reason there's been this long delay is my house is freezing at the moment. And and it's finally now, as of the 21st of November, the first time that I switched the heating on. I thought, like, let's see how long we can hold out. It's, you know, I don't want to, you know, and finally I've got the heating on. I'm like, ah, yes, it's nice and warm now. Yes. Oh, I feel, oh my gosh, that must be awful. Yeah. I'm glad though that you finally got internet, though. Yeah. It's like, because I think, like, to me, I was having a debate with my brother the other day, saying, like, kind of, because as it is, it's my feet that are the coldest, and I was thinking, do I just wear 3 pairs of socks? You know, I don't know, but I thought, no, let's go full luxury. Let's, you know, live life in the fast lane, you know, first class, everything gold standard, and we'll just turn the heating on for like an hour or so, and then it's like, and then 1 hour, and then off for the next month. You know, we just need to let that heat go in. Anyway, right, rock and roll. So here is what we are planning to do today. There's going to be several things, and I'll see if I can kind of illustrate it. So at the moment, we've got these bridges here, which are just dark coloured of the same tile. So what I actually want to do instead is, like, I've made some bridge sprites, and I want to make some bridge sprites basically, which is what we're going to work on. So that's number one. Number two, right, I want somewhere, right, and I've looked at Slay the Spire, and Slay the Spire, like, I want to have some sort of UI, right, quote unquote UI, not the Unity UI, my own personal UI, which seems to work for me, where you can have your life, and other information, I can't remember, yeah, the number of coins you've got, and also somewhere all of the constructs that you have, just as a little symbol. Now, this is one of those sort of situations where I don't actually know exactly how I'm going to do it, but I feel I'm just going to play around, try and work out something that's good, and then stick with it, because the way that you gain coins, it's like if you gain coins or life during in the map, you see your life bar and then it goes, and then you're like, how do I ever see it again? No, you can't. You've got to actually get into a game to find out. But yeah, so I think the bridge thing, I think will be hopefully quite fun and hopefully not too difficult. So, right, at the moment we have dark green instead of an actual bridge, right? Because we want to change this to a bridge, right? And that is about my challenge. I reckon I can do, let's see if we can. So at the moment it's 10 to 5, right? I am going to go properly full hardcore. In fact, so hardcore that I'm going to get a coffee to do whilst I'm doing this, right? We're going to go properly full hardcore to see if I can get this whole bridge thing done in 30 minutes. Okay, so that gives me to, so 16:51, that is 17:21. 21 past 5 is how long I've got. Right, okay, it's gonna be awesome! Okay, first of all, I need to go get the sprites. Right, so let's go do that. We also need to find a space for the sprites as well. So sprites, I think I've got something here somewhere called map stuff. That looks good. We've got land. I'm gonna have a new folder here, which we're gonna call bridge. Oh wow, thank you. Oh wow, how is everyone? This is brilliant, awesome. Oh my gosh, sorry, yes, I tell you what, yeah, sorry it's been a while. It's just really good to actually sort of see everyone in chat and sort of awesome. This is just really, really cool. Oh, wicked. Right, so let's go get these bridges. Right, Rumpletown. I think I actually had it inland, and then we've got bridge here. So I think I've called it bridge second, and we've got it open here. In fact, I think I had it open already. Yeah, no, it's here already. Yeah, so these are the bridges that we've got, and hopefully this will make way more sense once it's all in place. And there's a good chance that this might still not quite look right, but I'm fine with that because we can just edit it a bit. Oh, but yes. But me, myself, Lakey, I'm doing absolutely awesome. Really, really good to be back streaming after like almost 2 weeks without streaming. So we've got this. I'm just going to go Control-Shift-S, and we're going to save it as a PNG. And we need to do the. It's very important here, where I'm just going to put 3 zeros. So now that we've saved it, I think I can. Oh yes, this is my, okay, there is a reason. There is something that I'm working on there. That's going to be something which, if I get a chance, I'll explain it later today. So I think these are all the bridges that we're going to put in. The bridge sprites, I should say. So, yes, okay. Right, now, what we need to do is we need to make sure that, so 64 is the key number that we're looking for. So I'm going to just set all of these up to be 64 point filtered. Does this look a bit weird? Something, okay, that looks a bit better, yeah. And then none and apply. Yes, yeah. Oh, could I turn? Yes, of course, absolutely. I apologise. Yeah, sorry, I was doing a bit of tweaking earlier. I'll turn it down now. Let's have a look. That's yeah. Is that any better? Yeah, because I thought it was a bit loud as well, to be honest. But yeah, right. So we've got all of this sorted. Now, I think my plan is we're going to have the bridges. Yes, yeah. Well, that, I mean, that's it. That is a good point. No, we've got the heating kind of generally just on for the whole house, like, and I think probably like when I go for my next break, I'm probably going to switch it off. But I just feel like, oh my gosh, I tell you what, like it's not often. That's the thing. It's like I'm renowned for not really complaining about it being cold, but I was just in bed for quite a large segment of the day, being like, it's so cold. My feet are literally becoming numb. Right. Anyway, so we've got these bridge sprites. How are we going to affect? How are we going to actually put the sprites on? So what we need to do first is we're going to go get a map test script. Sorry, the reason I'm talking quickly is because I'm not sure how viable it is for me to actually get this done in time, but I'm going to properly just speed at it. So we probably want just underneath land sprites, we're going to have public sprite bridge sprites, and let's go get hold of these bridge sprites. So let's have a look. Sorry, let me move that one. Right. So clicking everywhere. Okay. Bridge sprites equals resources.load all oh, fair play. That tell you what. Well, we're kind of a little bit lucky because we've got it's terraced. We've got like essentially we kind of get residual heat from either side. But yeah, I think that's one of those big sort of government things where they're really trying to push insulation. Right, so let's go find the thing. Copy path. I know, like, I'm hoping this is going to be a fun stream anyway, but it's just in my head I'm thinking, oh, the next stream is going to be like, you know, this is the one where we're going to go back into the next stream is going to be the one where I'm going to go back into the game and we're going to start putting the new cards together. Right, so we've got the bridge sprites there. Okay, and we've got to work out at what point the tiles are, because yeah, I just need to find somewhere we've got the map tile trans. So, oh yeah, that's it. What we need to do is, I can't remember where it's kept now. It's in here somewhere. So we have, in fact, it might be easiest if I just go, you know, we'll find it. Like, I need to find the Big Daddy map class, because quite a lot of this is referring to the Big Daddy map class. So create Destiny map routine. Right, so if we're mid-campaign, we're going to do all of this, which we're going to kind of come back to. Else, we're creating it from scratch. And there's a certain bit where we're sorting the bridge numbers, and I just need to alter the bridge numbers slightly. And we've just got to remember exactly how to do that. Oh, I mean, it's gonna. Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, like again, that is definitely going to pay. Oh, am I? Oh, sorry, am I really quiet? I do apologise. Hold on, let's have a think. Is that quite? Am I quiet? Am I really quiet for everyone? Like, I'm trying to work out because I've got the mic up as loud as I can, as it can go. I think I might be able to move it a bit higher. Let's see. Right, let's see if I don't accidentally destroy something at the same time. So that's lock volume. I mean, actually, you know what? I think overall my head has been quite far away from the mic. So, like, because sometimes when I'm over here, I sound quieter than when I'm all the way up here. Right. Oh, right. Okay. Oh, really? Okay. Right, in that case, this is going to be an incredibly different... You hear that, Kev? It's fine. No. Right, okay. I will try and just talk a little bit louder, but I could, you know... it's probably easy if we say, no, problem down your end. It genuinely could be a problem my side. I don't know enough about OBS to understand it fully. Right, so... this is the bits where we're... Because I've just got to work out exactly where we're actually sorting out the bridge numbers, the map tile numbers. This is it. This looks about right. Ah, okay. So we have... I just need to go into here, go to definition, and then go to this definition. Alright, now this is the Big Daddy map class. Now this has the map ints. Now this is the key thing. This was basically the variable that we're looking at. So let's go to find all references. And there'll be quite a few. No, that's fine. That's the bit where we're loading it. That's the bit where we're saving it. This is the bit over here. That's something there. Ah, okay. So this is where we're actually looking. This is the key bit. So case 2. So we've got to work out the point in which we're changing this. So it's these map tile ints here. So let me have a look. Right. So once we've worked this out, it should be pretty easy. Because the reason it's a bit confusing, the reason that I'm being a bit cautious about it. See, now that's one of those sort of classic problems, isn't it? Of having, like, I have only just sort of made the jump, maybe a year or so ago, to having 2 monitors, but I'm used to only having 1. So it's like I was like, wow, 2 is amazing. Oh my gosh! And I feel that if I feel that pain of like, oh no, without the second monitor, I was fine with it for the previous like 30 years leading up to it. But now I kind of need to have. Now I need to have 2. Right. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to work out at what point these map tile ints change, because we want to have 0 if it's just nothing, right? 1 if it's a land tile, right? And here's where it gets a bit confusing. I want 2 to be if it's just bridge, and 3 to be if it's both land and bridge. So there will be some sort of bridge that go. It will make sense when I actually start putting it together, but it's quite hard to explain. Whereas at the moment we've got simply bridge, land, and nothing. Whereas we want bridge, land, and just bridge without land and stuff. But that's what we're kind of working at. So how are we actually going to fix this? So what's yeah, I've just got to remember how these tiles are changed. So, final references. Because it feels like here is the bit where we've already settled the map tile ints. That's why I'm a bit confused. So over here is, we don't really need this for the time being. It is all about this bit here. So yeah, I just need to kind of stare at this for a little bit and it'll make sense, I'm sure. So here is where we're creating a bunch of blank tile ints. Oh wow! Oh, is that Tim Bodette? Has he got 6 monitors? I suppose yeah, because like I mean, to be honest, right? I know this is like it might be one of those things where if ever I was introduced to a 3rd monitor, I'd be like, whoa, how did I ever live with only 2 monitors? But 2 to me is like more than enough. I've just got a bunch of rubbish this side and then the actual stuff this side, and it's just yeah, it can get a bit crowded on the other side that you don't see, but. At the moment, it seems to be alright. Let's have a look. Right. So here is where we're essentially just instantiating the tile trans. That's fine. Map tile trans. So I think turn this into an island. And then this bit here is where we're... changing. Okay, all right. I think we're kind of onto something. So we're getting there. All right. Okay. All right. It looks like I haven't made as much progress, but trust me, don't worry. We're okay. We're getting there. Map tile ints. Because yeah, I'm trying to work out the point in which any map tile. Ah, right. Okay. Here we go. Make tile occupied. Right. So, oh, if piece is bridge, okay. Is it going to be as simple as plus equals 2? I think that's all we need to do. Right. This is a bit of a risk. Right. So what we kind of want to do is. So yeah, right, that's fine. So now, I think literally just me putting that one little symbol in there has done a large part of the work. So now that we've actually changed the map tile ints, let's have a little look. Let's see which bits. So now, here, we're going to do case 2, we're going to, yeah, this is where we're just going to change a few things. So I'm just going to have, we'll have to have a look. So in fact, let me go get rid of this because this is old. So case 2, we want to have just bridge. Oh, hold on. Oh yeah, no, that still needs to. No. Okay, just bridge, and case 3, it's going to be map tile. So yeah, so this is going to be bridge and land, I guess. So yeah. So first of all, just bridge should be something. Should be as simple as making map tile SRs. So yeah, this will look ugly for a little while. I, j dot sprite equals bridge sprites 0. So this will be like our first sort of test, because obviously it's not. They're not all going to be, because 0 is just a single sort of pillar. But we're going to make a function that sort of looks at those sprites. But yeah. You've got to stand for. Okay, that is brilliant. Like, I don't know. Is there going to be ever a point where there's too many monitors? I don't know. Yeah. Right. So here, so when it's bridge and land, we want to have Control C, Control V. Right. So we are setting this up like we would normally. Get the sprite int, yeah, which is fine. Break. But we also want to, and I'll just put it in green so I can make a new empty sprite for just the bridge. And I'm pretty sure that really shouldn't be too difficult. So what we're going to do for the time being is, in fact, I want to just see what this does. So what we'll need to do, we'll need to reset everything when we start. Let's see what this gives us. It won't obviously be everything that we need, but it's more just so we can see where we are in the grand scheme of things. It's on quick reset, which is very useful. Let's have a look. Oh, this is actually really good. This is surprisingly a lot better than I thought. This looks rubbish, don't worry. And the whole thing is fixed, so we can now go... It's all right, we've done it, guys. That looks good, doesn't it? No, that's fine, though. This is actually very reassuring. So what's happening, these tiles here are like essentially number 3, which means it's both land and bridge. So for these ones, we need to create another thing. So we're going to go, yeah. So make a new empty bridge sprite. So that's essentially what we're going to work on next. So we're just going to do it step by step. So how do we create the sprites in the first place, and how can I, in fact. Because I think we can be a little bit sneaky here. Right, just got to work out exactly. Oh no, where was I? I've lost my place. Okay, let's have a look. Oh yes. Control V. Don't worry, we don't need all of this. So we're creating a map tile go, because I think we can literally use the same game object there, and we're instantiating it at this particular point, and right, okay, dot, in fact, let's go make life a little bit easier on ourselves. So we're going to have sprite bridge SR equals instantiate that. There's something slightly wrong with that. What's wrong here? Oh, I meant to have sprite renderer, that's why. Sprite renderer. So we're creating a new like tile, right, that we're going to call Bridge SR, right? And we want to have, we want to make sure that the, and I can probably find out an easy way of doing this, because we just want to make sure that it's one on top of the land, as far as, so let's have a little look. Does anything change this at any point? No, this should be fine. So I'm just going to have Bridge SR dot sorting order. I wonder if I can just have plus plus. Is that going to be? That's actually perfectly legal. Okay, that is fine. So basically, I'm just making sure that it is on top of the bridge itself. I mean, on top of the land itself. Okay, we are running short. We've got 10 minutes. I reckon I can still do this. I reckon I got this. Okay, so we've created that and we put that on there, and then let's go do Bridge SR dot sprite equals bridge sprites 0. Okay, so what is that going to achieve? We'll find out in a sec. Hopefully we'll have something similar to what we had before, except that there will be bridge pillars on top of the land where we're going to have both land and bridge. Which looks perfect. Yes, that's exactly what we're after. Right, absolutely done. Right, pack up. We've done it all, guys. This is all fine. Right, so now we need to just get it to get the land to detect properly, and then we need to get the bridges to detect properly. Right, 9 minutes. Okay, let's go. Let's go. Okay, so first of all, we need to have, if we do get sprite in, go to definition, what's happening over here? So if is tile occupied, right, so it's all about this. Let's go to definition. If I, yeah, so false, false, false. So I think we just need to simply change that there. But I want to just check that is the case, because this is only checking for land at this point. So I think literally me changing that number there will mean it's now checking for, because both the numbers 1 and 3 mean that there's land. 3 just means it's got a bridge on as well. Oh yes, yeah, that's a good point. To be honest, I've just been out of it for so long. I think like there was a sort of comical problem, right? This shows you how dysfunctional a human being I am sometimes. Oh right, okay. Let's have a look. Let's actually have a look at these bridges and check that they're all connecting, because some of these look like they're not quite connecting. So I have a feeling there's a certain point where we're changing these mappings to 2. But you know what? We're getting there. We're actually making good progress so far. And just like kind of, I just want to make sure, because at the moment, once, like ideally, I want that one should always be occupied. And if I was to, can I click on that? Oh, I probably need to click on that there. So that's the map tile go. That's not actually that helpful. Okay, never mind. We'll work that out shortly. So 2 is just a bridge. Okay, right. So now we need to sort out actual bridges. So so we're going to have a function similar to this, comma, this one here. So it's going to be Control C, Control V. It's going to be is tile occupied with a bridge. So let's actually just crunch the numbers here. It will be, yeah, 2 and 3 will mean that it will have a bridge. So we now need to put, so that's good. And now we need to have, where we've got a, think I'm going to struggle. I think we're close. We're close. I just don't know if I can quite do it. Yeah, oh, that's what I want actually. I think I'm going to because one thing that's still annoying actually, right? And I it's going to be quite hard to illustrate here, but whenever I get a follow, it comes up on my screen without any problem. But whenever I get anything else, like a raid or anything, it just never comes up, which makes life really complicated. Right, makes life really annoying. And I was trying to get that fixed today, but I don't think I have. So yeah, I'm just terrible. Like, it's like a lot of people kind of think, oh, you must be really good with computers if you can do coding. No, I'm specifically coding is my main skill. Everything else I'm pretty rubbish with. Right, okay, we are almost there. Sorry, I'm scrolling up and down. I'm trying to remember where we were. So I think it's when we're using this is tile occupied, we can have references. So get sprite int. So we're going to have we're going to copy this, but we're just going to have get bridge sprite int, which is going to be a lot more simple than this. So we're going to have get bridge sprite int, and we want to have, we're just going to divide all these numbers by 16. So that'll be 1, 2, 4, and 8. And then we don't need any of this. Don't worry, this will make sense eventually. Just might not make sense straight away. So we're now going to have the is tile occupied with a bridge. And then we're just going to use that for all of these. And then we're going to start getting closer. Right. So when did we use all of these? Let's go find all these references. I don't think there's too many. So yeah, we'll have to sort this mid-campaign at some point. But over here, this is what we're looking at. So we actually want to have bridge sprites is get bridge sprite int I, j. And why does all of this work? It's because I think I've done the binary correct. So I'll do a quick explanation. Right. Let's go to this definition here. So what's actually happening is we're first of all I -1. That's essentially saying left on the y scale, or -1 on the y scale. So that's left. Will mean that the sprite is +1, right? And so I've actually got 16 different combinations of how the bridge can be, where there's nothing to connect to at all, either the left, up, down, and it works in a sort of binary-like fashion. So the most occupied it can be is if there is a bridge up, down, left and right everywhere, and it starts, so this should work, but everything is dependent on, if I can have a quick look, resources is on, actually I think my head's going to be covering the image. Oh no, it seems to be okay. You can't really see it, doesn't matter. But these teeny little sprites here essentially work their way up. So if you imagine it's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, which is left, and then 0, 0, 1 up, and then that's left up. And anyway, it sort of works its way around. So anyway, right, without further ado, let's see if it works. Ah, that's not bad. That is not bad. I'm okay with that. We're getting closer. Right, that's okay, right? I'm just intrigued as to if it will actually allow me to... okay, it does. So the only obvious problem that we've got is it seems to be like where the bridge ends. it doesn't have any land, and I don't think that's anything too difficult to deal with. I just got to kind of work out why, to be honest. But okay, in 1 minute, right? Go. So what we would need to do is, I don't know. No, right, let's go. Also we need to fix it, because at the moment we've only got it fixed to when we're creating it, and we just need to edit a few things over here, but it shouldn't be too hard. So this is fine here. We've just got to work out map tile ints. Let's go find all these references again. Map tile ints. So I'm just having a little look over here to work out if there's any point where, because I think where the bridge ends, we need to make sure that it is land, and I think that's just what we seem to be not doing. If it's a bridge piece, so make it occupied. So let's go find all of these references. Let's hope it's not too many. Oh, that's a lot, isn't it? Right. So that's fine. That's not anything too much to worry about. Let's see what's actually happening. So this is turning it into an island. Okay, it might not be quite as... this is the bit where we're making it a bridge. So this is right, bridge one island. Okay, so this... so what we should do is we kind of want to make sure that the last one that we match up is definitely always 3, so it's both bridge and land. Right. okay, I might have slightly broken it, but you know what? That's actually still not bad though. For half an hour to get all that whole bridge system, I'm still pretty happy with this. Make tiles occupied. What? How did I do this again? Right. So. So make tile occupied. So really, all I would actually need to do, let's go for direction right. This is just a bit of a test, right? I'm not. This is not how we're going to actually do this, but I just want to kind of, make sure this is good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, so make tile occupied, and if right, so this is just for direction right. So let's just quickly create the problem, and so I can fix it. Right, so we press and play now, and as we can see. It feels like if I actually just kind of go over everything, in fact I can use this little hand thing, this is useful. So it feels like at the end of the bridge where there should be land, there isn't, and I just want to check that is the consistent problem. So there should be land there, should be land there, yeah, and it feels everything else works completely fine. Yeah, should be land there, yeah, that's fine. So we know that, let's just say, hypothetically, so let's just work on this one first and see if there's anything obvious that needs doing. So let's actually see what this function does. So let's go to the definition, make it occupied. So hypothetically, not that this would be what we wanted to do. If we did this, let's just play this scenario through. We're going to have land and bridges, the whole time, which isn't what we want. I just want to just check that does work. Yeah, so that still looks good, right? But we've got land everywhere, right? We don't obviously, what's the point in having a bridge if there's just land underneath it? So, like, that's a good start. But what we kind of like now, with that knowledge in mind, so we just now go back to plus equals 2. We want to make sure. Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I'm trying to work out. Basically, I'm trying to work out the most efficient method, and and I can only find a not that efficient method. Let's go to definition. So all we would really need to do is say if I is equal to 6. And map tile ints x plus I comma y is equal to 2. Then Control C, Control V. Yeah, this isn't. Hold on. So I think that would fix it for going right. I just want to see if that does work. Right? Yeah, fair play, man. Lurk away. This is the as I say, lurking is always welcome here. Right. Let's have a look. Right, map tile. So, I is equal to 6. Yeah, the reason I say 6 and not 7 is because I will never actually be 7. 6 because I is always has to be less than 7. Sorry, just to sort of say that mainly to myself, but to say it out loud as well. So I just want to check. I think that will fix the problem, but I don't know if I'm like happy with that. It's like. So yes, that has fixed the problem for specifically when it's going right. And the fact that there's an island underneath that's completely fine. That's no worries. I don't mind the fact that there's a bit of land there. That doesn't affect anything. Right. So, is there a better way of doing this? I'm going to stare at it just for a little bit longer, and then I'm probably just going to say, nope, this is fine. So we need to put this bit of code, but just change these bits for all of them. So, yeah, let's just do that. Control C. Control V. And we just, like I say, we just need to make sure this bit here. In fact, let me just put it in all of these. Got to make a way of making it just look a little bit tidier. Oh, hold on. We can make it a little bit better, can't we? Because we essentially just need to go put this. Underneath here. It doesn't quite work, does it? No, we do. We need to keep it. So here's where it gets a bit complicated. The reason that we need to sort of keep it in this for loop is... Okay, right, so the problem is, and I don't know why it hasn't given us an error message yet, is because in theory, this number can go beyond, can go out of range. So I probably need to just do a little bit more tweaking. So if I is equal to 6, right, brilliant. Okay. if so if yeah, there should have been an error message, and I'm not sure why there hasn't been one. I shouldn't really complain. Let's just try and work out why. So the error message that I'm expecting to happen is if you think, right, the last island goes all the way up, and it actually cuts off the number of tiles, so you can't do the full 7 tiles up. It can only go up about 5. And for some reason that I'm not sure, like I say, I shouldn't be complaining. There's no error message. Just keep with it. Just don't argue. Okay. Right. I think there might be a way of doing this that will look a little bit better. Let me keep all of this, but let's go to definition. So here is where I'm going to have a new one here, which will be this is going to create a bunch of error messages, but we'll fix it as well. Don't worry. So comma bool last in bridge. Okay. So with last in bridge, and that one we can have equals false, but this will create some error messages. So if last in bridge, then Control C, Control V, equals 3, else. Now we're going to kind of be given a bunch of error messages, but what we need to do is let's just attack these error messages. We're going to have a few. It's going to be a bit ugly. There you go. Only 10. That's not too bad. It won't take too long to fix all of these though. So, comma false 1. False and false. Yep. Thank you, Betty. Okay, let's just get, we're slowly, okay, 4 down, 6 left. Make tile occupied, comma, false. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think we might be down to one more error message left, and that's because of that. Okay, right. So, so what we need to do now is we can now get rid of this quite comfortably. We don't need this really complicated bit. We can just get rid of this, and this way it will just be a bit cleaner. We're just going to have if so bool. Last bit of bridge equals now right, okay, now here is where I'm going to do a really long bit of inefficient code, and I don't know if KO2 fans are sitting around. He'll know a much better way of doing this, because the way which I would do this is I'd have this is false, and then if I is equal to 6, then last bit of bridge equals true, and then we can have there, comma, last bit of bridge. That's how we can do this. But I have a feeling not only can we put that down to one bit of code, we can actually put all of that into this bit here. Oh, in fact, oh, I am such an idiot. I am such an idiot. All we need to do, look at this. Okay. This is pretty clever. I'm just going to have I is equal to 6. That's actually going to be the statement that we're going to put in. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. That took me a long time to work that out. Okay. Right. Fantastic. Okay. So now we can just keep everything as clean as it once was. And will this work? Will this work? And then we need to make sure that when we load the game, it does the same thing. Oh, check that out. That's much better, isn't it? Okay. All right. That is quite comical, like how much more efficient that is. Okay. Nice. I is equal to 6. Right. Okay. Took me a long time to come to that conclusion, but I think we're kind of there. I is equal to 6. Right. Okay. So this is the start. Now, before we actually start showing off any more, we essentially just need somewhere. I'm always losing this bit here. I'm just going to copy all of this. Control C. And then in the mid campaign, we're going to just green this out temporarily. And then have Control V. And hopefully this should all be good. So let's give this a try. Okay. Right. Oh, yes. Okay, so that's good. Right, all of this works. And then if I was to press T, it would... Okay, right, don't worry, we have another problem, but it's not anything too bad. The problem that we have is when Nina is moving, she doesn't actually recognise anything that isn't specifically land or bridge. So I think specifically the land and bridge is where we're struggling, but this should be pretty easy to deal with. And I think we can do it straight on this one. So map Nina script, let's edit this. And it's going to be something like is tile occupied. Update, move in a direction, let's go to this definition, move in a direction routine, yes. Okay, so here is direction to move is there. Okay. Get map test script. So if moving, oh yes. So that is, all we actually need to do is just have or move int is equal to 3. So that is basically if it's just land, if it's just bridge or land and bridge, then that covers it all. Okay, so we've got that saved. Okay, right. I think that might be the bridges sorted. What we need to do now, so first of all, does this work, right? And then we're going to load it. So if you look, it's been a random set of islands this time, but now when we load it, so I'm going to press T now. Yeah. Oh, wonderful. Yes. Awesome. Okay, rock and roll. So now I would just say pick a card. And, oh yes, right, sorry, another thing. In fact, do we sort this out now or do I sort this out later? So what I want to happen is, you can probably notice as well, that as I'm hovering over, I want to have all the little bits of information to be on the right of here, like when in game. But I don't have that. But that's what we can work on sort of next. Actually, no, we won't. We'll do the UI because that's going to be haunting me for time to come. Right. This is actually a really good card now. Okay, so yeah, and then it still goes to the next one. And I like this little bridge. I think this is good. Okay, so wonderful. Now, what we're doing is I've done a quick reset every time. So it's reset the map every time. So now I'm just going to load it and see if it loads okay and if all the bridges work. I think the bridges look fine, actually. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Ranger recruit every time. Yeah, okay. Alright, so that works. Okay, now this is where it's going to be. We're going to kind of slightly rely on my skills to make things just look better. And I don't know if I'm going to be any good at this. Okay, so I want to kind of have a look at the like UI and work out where would make most sense. Probably somewhere at the top, I think. So I think we probably have maybe a box around here that has the life bar and the number of coins, and then maybe we make the box bigger to like for each construct that we have. And actually, now that I say that out loud, what about if the box wasn't at the top in the middle, but it was top left? Okay, right, changing my mind off that. I think we're going to have it top left. So this again shouldn't be too hard, but let's see. Oh, what's this? Right. Oh wow! Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh, sorry. So my little party trick earlier with Rubik's cubes. Oh wow! So me and my friend, we solved this one once. Or did we actually? That's a good point. Right, I don't know. I can't remember if we did, but that's the Mega Minx. We managed to do this one once, I like to think. It's like the main tricky part of that is just getting used to the fact that there is no easy place for your hand to go at any point. Yeah. Oh, wow. And I remember actually, I'll see if it's actually here. Sorry, I'm just doing a bit of a scroll. I don't know if it is here, but there is a particular like fact of the interesting sort of fact where there was a Rubik's cube that looks similar to one of these, but it was more of a ball, but a really big ball with loads of things to turn. And there was a little YouTube video of someone holding it, right, and looking just kind of like slightly frustrated, right? And they worked out that the number of combinations, like because it was about that big, right? Like because there's so many different combinations that you can have it in. If you were to put it in a box, right, and put every single combination in a box, it would be enough to fill up the entire universe 384 something like quintillion times. And I was like, okay, that's quite a lot of combinations. You're not going to get there by luck. It's like, that is 394 quintillion universes worth of combinations, you know. It just definitely put a smile on my face. It's like, yeah, that is enough combinations. Right, anyway, so we have, yes, we're trying to make a I'm going to do a bit of sort of, I don't know the easiest way to do this, but if we have prefabs and have, is there UI? I think it might just be UI. Life bar. Okay, let's just put one of these life bars on, like that. because yeah, we're going to have essentially a prefab that has all of these on it. So the position is, if I have that as 0, we'll just keep it in the middle. Oh yeah, and by the way, actually, I'm not just saying this as a like, you know, it's obviously you need a bit of time, but it is very rewarding solving Rubik's cubes. There is something very satisfying about like the sort of, you know, like the methods and the steps that you take from not being able to solve it at all to eventually being able to solve it, and then being like, now that I know how to solve it, how do I go even, you know, how do I make it look even, like, go even faster and stuff. Right. So, Destiny stuff. Yeah, I've just got to work out. In fact, if I just have coin. Could just be this one here. That looks good. Position 0, 0. So yeah, I'm going to kind of like conjure up. I'm just going to kind of make this up a little bit. 1, 3, 2. That's fine. We'll obviously make this look better. Don't worry. But I just kind of want to see roughly what I want it to look like. So this is obviously, this one could be smaller. And I think as well, if I do unpack here, yes. So what that does is it means that I can make changes to this and it won't affect the other ones. So this is now just an empty game object. So I'll do the same here. Unpack. Prefab, unpack. So that means that I can kind of like, I can do whatever I like to this and it won't affect the main game object that it's come from. Okay, so now that we've done that, we kind of want to make this go even smaller again. How big is the, this is the sprite renderer. So we've got this, that seems a bit big. So 5 and 5. And yeah, this is like I say, we're just trying to work out how we can make a nice UI. So, like, and I think I'm going to now create an empty game object that we're going to say map UI go. Alright, and we're going to attach both of these to here. And this is going to be the thing that we attach to our a map. So let's go give this a script, and we're just kind of like, we'll work out what we can actually do, because we kind of want this information, obviously not this because this looks rubbish. We want information like this on the screen. And let's go one more. I'm going to go create empty, and no, not empty, sorry, we're going to create a 2D sprite square. 0. Why is that square not showing up? So let's just get all of these. 0, 0, 0. This one here. 0, 0, 2, 0, 0. And this one here, we want to have, let's see if I can find it first straight away, because we just want some sort of grey box that it can go on. I know these grey boxes kind of look uglier. It's like, the more I've committed to actually using these grey boxes, it's something that looks a bit like that. And I gave it a very sensible name that I can't remember what it's called. It looks a bit like that. Right, it's okay. I'll just have to find the name in a sec. So we just need to hover over that, Control Shift P, and then got to there, card info, oh, it's just called card info, isn't it? Right, let's just have a quick look. Yeah, that's what we need. Okay. I think it might be card info top, but that's fine. So this one here, we're going to have card info. I think card info top actually. So it's 0.5. That's 0.25. And this coin UI can go say minus 0.25. Okay. We're getting there. So now here, this we're going to go on to sliced, and we're going to make the width say 10. That's better. Okay. So this life bar, like I say, doing a bit of a ranging, but then once we've kind of got this in place, it will hopefully pay off eventually. So the life bar is going to be a little bit further along. So let's have that as say 0.5. Gold UI is going to be say 3. Okay, and then this we just have as background SR, and we want to make sure this one, these two here are so that's let's have a look at the order in layer. So that's 10, 12. Those all seem fine. And I think this one deals with that as well, actually. So the order in layer is way in front of everything else, and the text is probably in front of everything else. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so now we want to put this life bar, this whole map UI, somewhere in the top left, but I don't want it to be super invasive. I want it to be like a little bit subtle, be like, how much life have I got? Oh yeah, oh, it's over there. So let's go, we're going to have a whole new script, and it's going to be, got to come up with a good name. Right, so this will probably be a map script, create C# script, main, map, main info script, map main info script. I think that's okay. I'll stick with that. Good. Right, I love it when that happens. Okay, so we're closing this map main info script. We're adding here, and we're going to start putting some code together, so that we can kind of essentially tweak all this stuff that we need. Oh, we also need we need something else as well. And I think I'm just going to put it on. I won't make it too difficult. Token go. Do that. So it has got its text mesh. So I think this is the one, because this, we're just checking that we've got, so this will be the number of Rumble tokens. I don't know how much you would necessarily want to see that, but let's go put it on as well. That's okay, that's going to go 0, and let's unpack this as well. and we kind of want to have something just so that we can visibly see it. That's good. Let's go move this whole thing over. And I'm just like, at the moment, yeah, so obviously let's go make some of these numbers a bit smaller. So this is the text message itself, so that should be 0.25, 0.5. Okay. And I think this text is a little bit big. So how big do we make this one? 5. Okay. So I've got to work out, this character size is saying 1, and it's clearly bigger than this one here, which is saying that it's 5. Why is that the case? I think it's because this is not to scale here. So yeah, don't worry. 1, 1. This text, let's get that down to being 1. Okay. And this might still be a little bit big. No, let's go stick with this, and then we're then going to kind of work out how everything else goes. Okay. Right. So this is the big script that we're going to do all the working. So we need to get access to all the scripts that are attached to it. So this shouldn't be too hard then. So right, while I'm putting this together, I'm going to put out an idea, right? And to be honest, it's likely people are going to be like, no, that sounds like an absolutely awful, terrible idea. Don't bother. It's not worth doing. But I feel if I don't say it, then, you'll never know. One thing that I have for literally, it's been in my mind. And when you have a really specific idea that you're like, oh, well, I have to do this. This is going to be the best thing ever. And I think I might have said it before, but I am considering having a stream at some point where I play a particular old school game, but it's mainly because I played it when I was younger and I really want to. I never completed it, and as an adult I'm like, I really want to see if I can complete it now. And it's not even necessarily the greatest game of all time, and I can't really say, oh, by the way, you'll love it. So the game is a game called Shadow of the Beast, and it was originally on the Amiga and the Mega Drive, and I think it might have even been on the SNES as well. Now I had it on the Amiga, but I would, it's just, I think there is a way of me playing it, like a sort of an emulated version of it, which I think I've actually done some checks, and apparently it is actually all above board. But the thing that I'd have to make it, to add an extra bit of spice and fun to it, is try to name every single one of the enemies that you fight after some not that well-known 90s or early noughties, like 2000s characters, or indeed so for example, one thing that's already set in stone is the first 5 baddies that you have to defeat to get to the treehouse place. I was like, oh, they have to be named after the band 5, right? What? I've never even heard of the band 5. No, I have barely heard of them. And I was thinking, yes, and then so part of the fun would be literally just as I'm playing, just be like, okay, that, and then sort of rattling through all the names of all the various different characters, and there's a little, the next thing is is There's this little snake that. All right, fair enough. Yeah, no worries. But yeah, anyway, it's something. It's food for thought. It's something that I might do at some point. But yeah, it's a good little game. Right. Anyway, rock and roll. Okay, so we've got this far. So what we kind of want to do first is attach this to. So if I have a public void summon, and we'll have private I enumerator summon routine. Start coroutine, summon routine. We'll have a little bool busy. So public bool busy. Busy equals true. Busy equals false. And yield return null. Okay, so what the first thing we need to do is attach it to the UI can. So how are we going to do that? Not Unity UI master script dot instance dot attach from corner, and we want it to go. Let's say first of all, this will just be attach from Unity. We want the transform of this, which will be get component. In fact, let's go make the transform known. So let's go void awake public transform base trans get private set and then base trans equals get component transform, and then over here we're just going to have base trans new vector 2, and I want it to be something like 0.5f, so it's positive, which means it's going to come from the left and go right 0.5, and then we want it minus 0.5f. Okay, so that is all we're going to do so far. So I'm just going to have void start. We'll get rid of this eventually because we want to summon this from outside somehow. So we want to just see if we can attach this and how good it looks, like roughly how good it looks when it's actually attached. So we've got this here. Hopefully this will just kind of work. It'll be brilliant. And that's obviously what I was going for. Okay, that's actually not as bad as I thought. So all we need to do, the obvious thing we need to do, is make sure that everything is in front of the map. But that's kind of roughly what we're going for. But we could almost do with halving these sizes again, to be honest. Like, this could be smaller, I think, yeah. But so what we're going to do next, though, before we do any of that, we want to activate the life bar. Oh, yes! Oh, happy Monday! Weird Dev, how's it all rocking? Yes! Awesome. I'm working on making a quote-unquote UI, so you've got a bit of information like while you're on the map, because at the moment I haven't really dealt with that at all. It's been one of those things that's been on the back burner for about 6 months, and I feel like it's probably about time I addressed this. So I've got this sort of quite ugly looking game object, and we're working on fixing that now. So so I think, so we can actually, so what we need to do is within this script here, we want to get access to our LifeBar script. In fact, let me edit this as well. We'll edit as we go. So the LifeBar script, the gold Unity UI edit script, and the Rumple token edit script. Okay, so we've got all of these ones here, but we just need access to them. So I think about here is where we're going to have it. So it could even be private, I think. So private LifeBar script. What shall we call it? Underscore. We could call it LifeBar script and just have an underscore there. Okay, that's not super. Oh, nice. Oh, quality. Oh, yeah, of course, we don't really celebrate Thanksgiving. Like, although I've watched so many American sitcoms that I feel like, oh yeah, it's, you know, like I feel like Thanksgiving is actually like, you know, as in, because I've watched so many American sitcoms, I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of know what Thanksgiving is. You know, I probably know it more than most people in America, because I've watched so many, yeah, so many things from America where they're celebrating it. But yeah. So it's a 3-day work week though. That's nice. Right. Gold UI script. Oh yes. Right. Okay. And private Rumple token counter script. Yeah, that should be fine. Okay. So now that we've just got them as variables, we now need to just get access to them. So underscore LifeBar script equals get component in children LifeBar script underscore gold. Oh yes, wicked. Yes, autocorrect is here to save the day. Yes. Okay, so we've got all the stuff that we need, and what we want to do upon summon is we actually need to work out a good way of just kind of like updating the LifeBar script. So so now that we've attached it to the summon thing, we're going to have underscore LifeBar script dot update LifeBar. Oh, maybe not. We might need to do all of these separately. So what's actually happening at this point? What's the actual? How do we access this? So set up LifeBar. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so let's work with that first. So set up LifeBar, and we've got all the information from our gameinfoscript.instance. I think Big Daddy Map class dot. Oh, it's not actually that. It's dot. Townheart Life Current and gameinfoscript.instance.townheart max. Okay, so that might be all we need to do, and then we want to have underscore gold UI script dot and now yeah. So if we were to do just that, would we get the life that we need in the corner? Let's just see if that works, and then we're going to work on the others. Let's see, because I might need to actually instantiate it as well. Okay, that looks kind of like, even though that's obviously way too big, everything's far too big, that is kind of what we're going for. Right, so given that that's as big as it is, we can just do a little bit more tweaking here. So this one here, let's go that as 0.25. This one here, we kind of want to make the whole thing smaller. So I think it would be safest to make this 0.5 0.5, 0.5, and the text to go with it, the character size as 0.5. And what if I just made that a 0.2? That's kind of okay. And the X to be 0.5. But if this was bigger, so 100, yes, it goes to the right, so that's fine. So let's just say 14 for the time being. But we want to move this whole thing over maybe to 4. And let's do something similar with this as well. So this one here, we want to have the token, we have it as sliced, and this one as 0.5, 0.5, and this one here as 0.5, and there 0.2, 5. Okay. So this is just a complete test at the moment. Like I say, it's like, because I haven't got a super solid constructed plan as to how this is working. So so that's kind of okay. And unless I'm mistaken, this, yeah, so we just need to make sure once we've updated this, I think it will also put it further in front of the layer, and we've got to do the same with the actual background as well. Okay, so we're getting there. Right, so now we need to work on getting the coins sorted. Let's hope this isn't going to be too hard. Let's have a look at what scripts we've got to work with. Oh, by the way, as well, you probably already knew this, everyone, but it's something that I do so often, and it makes life so much easier. You hold Control and press M, then O, and it closes all of the functions, so you can just have a look and be like, what is it that I want to actually do. So this is, yeah, it's just very, very useful. So update, that looks pretty good. And how would it summon? So let's see, what does the summon actually do? I have no idea, but I think we so let's see what happens with the setup life bar. Because I think, because what I'm looking to do essentially, if I have summon, where's the summon? Summon routine. Okay, right. So over here, so setting up life bar also makes it busy. So summoning. So that's it. So we're just going to have while underscore lifebar script dot summoning yield return null, and then underscore gold UI script dot summon, and it looks like we need to change the old coins and the new coins. I'm guessing that we can hopefully just put the same number of coins in both sides. So game info script dot instance dot gold coins. I have no idea if this is going to work, but let's just give this a shot. Control C, Control V, and then we've got to work out what. Let's go to this definition. Oh, hang on a sec. So I think when we're summoning, doing this summon, it's actually destroying it straight away afterwards. It's only showing, so maybe we don't need to do that. Oh, and we've done a whole thing for here, and it still destroys it afterwards. So, what does summon for show do? This could be what we're after, actually. This could be the. This looks perfect, doesn't it? So over here. Okay, so in fact, I think we just need to do this. Although we don't really want to attach it to the UI because it's already attached. I have. There is no code in here that's useful. Right. Okay. Goldscript dot update coins for show, and we kind of want to also make sure that it's in front of everything. Okay. Hopefully, I won't run into quite as much script, quite much problems with the Rumple token script. But let's have a look. So summon, because we don't want it to attach to the camera. That's the thing. So this is the bit where we're updating. So maybe this summon looks okay. Summon while let's go Rumple token counter script dot busy. Okay, this is obviously giving us a slight issue. So this one we're going to have false because it's already attached to a thing that's attached to the camera, so it doesn't need to be attached again, so to speak. Okay, right. So let's just see. Like I say, this is a lot more trial and error than actually proper coding here. So. So that's okay. That's okay. I don't mind that. We just need to make sure that all of the sprites and everything are what we want them to be. Okay. So what is the life bar? The life bar is front. Okay. So I think we should make all of these. Oh, these ones are frontier, or even more front. Okay, which is fine. So maybe with that I should, which one here, this is, and these Rumple tokens are still, yeah, that's okay. Right. So, and is that too intrusive though? Is that going to be, anyway. Right, so we're actually a lot closer to being there than you may think. So what we should do is somehow, I think we should have a function on all of these which kind of move them into a standardized place where they're in front of everything, and it should be just front, I think. So this one, yeah, like I say, this is going to be a little bit not super super elegant to watch, but yeah, where we're setting up, let's see if it does, let's see how much of it is here. So maybe this should be kind of what we're going for. So 16 and front could be our base things that we're looking for. So I am going to, we're going to have a new function in the Rumple tokens, which will be public void set order layer, set sorting orders for map UI. And all that we're going to do here is this Rumple token SR, Rumple token SR dot sorting order equals 16, and Rumple token TM dot, oh, that's a little annoying, isn't it? That's fine. So we just need to have get component mesh renderer dot sorting order equals 16, and we want to have Rumple token SR dot sorting layer name equals front, and get component mesh renderer dot sorting layer name equals front. What are we trying to do here? We're trying to make sure that everything is in front of the map. So that's good. So let's just put that function in. And I think if there's any weighting, we should do all the weighting at the end. So before we do any of this here, we're going to have underscore rumple token counterscript dot set sorting orders for map UI. So that's just going to make sure everything's in front, and we can do something similar now with the gold. This this is the most useless script for what I'm trying to do. This is not even in the slightest bit useful, but that's fine. So we're going to have another script that's going to be similar to this, but for all the gold stuff, which we can probably just copy and paste it and just change some of the variables. Control V. So this will be gold coin SR. Gold coin SR. And that might be all we need. But we've actually got the gold coin MR, so we can just use that mesh renderer. So yeah, this is fine. Right, okay, so we're starting to get there. What we also want to do on this big bad boy here, we actually just close this. So this background SR, I think it should be at the top there. So when it actually comes to sprite renderers, it should be get component in children, and I don't need to even get all of them because this is number one. So it should just pick this first. So we can just say this is the background SR, which we'll get access to as well. So let's go, maybe here we're going to have private sprite renderer background SR, and then at this point here we're going to have background SR equals not quite get component sprite renderer, it's going to be get component in children, right? But the reason that works is specifically because I've put it at the top here. Because if I were to hypothetically move this down here, it would cycle through and it would look for the first sprite renderer, which would be this, the back of the life, right? But this is the one that we actually want to get access to first. But it's not too much of a problem. If this was further down, then I would just have to work out what number it is along the line. But me putting it at the top makes everything a lot easier. So upon summoning, we also want to have, oh yeah, let's just, while we're here, gold UI script dot, yep, boom, done, and then background SR dot sorting order equals, let's just say 10. I think 10 should be fine, and then background SR dot layer name equals front. Okay, so we're making really good progress actually. So now hopefully this will look really good, and you know, and it's like This will be one of those epic moments where I'll just be like, whoa, that looks incredible. Okay, it's probably not going to look that good. Okay. What? Oh, what went so wrong? Okay, so why did that not work? I have no. Oh yes, right. We had a message. We had an error message. Right, that's probably why. So we have, yes, we got an error message, and that's why everything's fine. Okay, right. We just got to work out where the error message is, and so it could just be this bit here. So, oh, it's get component in children, isn't it? Oh yeah. So actually, what we should do is have. Rumpel token. No, you know what? Why are we making this as difficult as we are? We can make this a lot easier. I just decided to make it more difficult. So we're just going to have a public mesh renderer, which is going to be called Rumpel token MR. Get private set. And then at this point here, we can just have. Oh yeah, this is way easier. Rumpel MR equals get component in children mesh renderer. I was feeling lazy, but like, you know, sometimes when you're thinking the lazy method took me a lot longer than if I just did it properly. So now that we've done that, we can just get rid of all this and just have Rumpel token MR. Boom. Okay, right. That should get rid of the error message. So, right. Ignore anything that you just saw. Everything's fine now. Right. So let's give this a try. Okay. So that looks okay, doesn't it? That looks fine. So the only problem is that actually how much coins we actually have. Is there an easy way of actually testing? So this still looks fine, and what we kind of want to have is so this is where it's gonna look a little bit. I'm gonna make it a little bit spicier. So this background SR. I want it to sort of default to, let's see, how big is that? So that's 8. So that's going to be the default size, but as you add more constructs, they get added to the end, so you get information. Oh, do I put it underneath? I don't know. What would look better? What have we got space for? Because bear in mind, you can get quite a few constructs by the end of the... I love this choice though. This is why I love coding, because you can actually sort of make decisions like this on the fly. I kind of like having. Oh yeah, hold on. Oh yeah. Okay. So let me just test something as well. Okay, yeah. So this all still remains the same, right? Yeah, so that's still good. Okay, so this is actually good to start with. Okay, I want to do a fight because I want to see if this one updates, and if I take damage, if all of this actually does update the way that we want it to update. So I'm just thinking out loud. Oh yes, actually no, that's fine. Okay, so we're not actually going to do that quite yet. So what I want to do is have so before we do deal with the constructs, I want to have a button that I'm just going to press that's going to update all the numbers. So let's actually yeah. Yeah. That shouldn't be too difficult to do. let's just make sure that I'm on the correct one. So what have I actually done there? That's fine. Let's go on here. Let's go Control MO, close everything we've got so far. I'm going to have a public void update all UI. Okay, so underscore livebar script dot set up livebar. Oh no, actually, so this is just going to update it, I think. So no, maybe we can do that. Set up livebar, and that would just be game info script dot instance dot townheart current game info script dot instance dot townheart max. And yeah, cause what I kind of want is a separate function which just updates. No, but we'll worry about that later. Don't worry. Underscore gold UI script dot update coins in show. Let's just have a look. What's that actually do? Yeah, that looks completely fine. That's exactly what we're after. And underscore rumble token counter script dot let's go to this definition. So I think this is actually a function. Yeah, I think this is looking okay. All right. So what we're going to do first is, now that I've done this, right, I'm going to have about here, we're going to go void update. All right, if input dot get key down key code dot h update all UI. Update all UI. Okay. All right. So let's give this a shot. So it was H, wasn't it? So let's go press play. Yes. Okay. Right. So what we want to do now is just change a few things. So if I close all of this, go onto here, we're going to so now Townheart, let's just say it's only on 75 now. The rumble tokens we've picked up, say 5, and coins. Somewhere here we've got gold coins. So now we've got, say, 200 gold coins. All right. So at the moment nothing's going to change. But if I press H, yes, so it has kind of updated everything. Not quite as I wanted it to, because for some reason the life bar isn't quite showing exactly how I wanted it to show. I don't really know why, to be honest. What should have happened would be... Yeah, okay, I'm not entirely sure as to why that didn't work, but that's kind of, I'm okay with that. We'll worry about that in a little bit. Okay, so what we actually kind of want to do now is, so I'm going to put master this one back to 100. See if that just works, if that just fits. So that does kind of do that. Okay. But if this was to be, say, 200, what's going to change now? So all that's actually, the only problem that we've got is the black bar isn't the actual main back. Oh, this is easily sorted. This is easily sorted. Right, okay, boom. Okay, so that whole problem can be fixed quite nicely if we just go, when we're summoning, if we just made this, say, 5, all right? Because the background was in front of the back of the life bar. So let's just see how this works now. Oh, that's a big win for me, because I was worried. Right, so now if we go onto the master and we're on to, say, 50, let's go 50, can't type 50 to save my life. Right, 50 life bar. So and then I press H. Yeah, perfect. Okay, absolutely sorted. Right, so now we're going to do a couple more fun things, because I actually like the idea that the way that the life bar is going to summon is, the way this whole UI is going to summon, it's going to start by being small, and then it's going to kind of go show the life bar, then show the coins, then and it's just going to kind of move all the way up, right? And then it's going to check for any constructs that you've got, and then it's just going to move up just big enough to show a construct, then another construct, and in my head it's going to look brilliant, right? Oh yes, okay, excited already. Right, fantastic. Okay, so right, how do we do all this? I mean, it looks good in my head. It's going to look amazing, but I don't know how to actually. I do know how to do it. It's going to be right. So that is what we're looking to do. I think this whole challenge. Right, we're going to work on. I will work on getting a timer at some point. A timer on the screen, because I think we're at, say, it's 18:37 or 6:37 in the evening. I want to see if I can get all of this whole thing done, including the constructs, by 7:10. So that gives me 33 minutes. Okay, so just imagine there's a timer that's getting scarier and bigger, and the screen's flashing because it's going to get so close. Imagine, so it's 33 minutes. That's how long I think I can do this in. Okay, right, let's go. Okay, so first of all, we need to work out what size it needs to be. So, and one thing that's very important to note that I didn't consider before is this life bar, regardless of whether it's a max of 100 or 200, it's always going to be the same size. So we can actually afford to move this over a little bit. So we just got a bit more space. So that could go all the way over to, say, there. Let's see, what's 3? That's probably a bit 0.2. So 3.2 sounds good, which means we can move this one over here to, say, 5, 4.5. So 3.2, 4.5. Okay, so that's our first gambit. Don't worry, we'll get there. This will look good. Yeah. It's like in my head, it's going to look brilliant. So this will be 3.2, and this one here will be 4.5. Okay. So now that we've done that, yeah. Okay, so now we've just got to remember some numbers, and so it needs to be about that big. So, looks like 3 is perfect. So I'm going to start writing some numbers down, so that I can remember all of them. Yes, it's going well. We're working on the UI. It is looking significantly better than it was. I've set myself a 33-minute task so that what's going to happen is when the UI is created, it's going to start on the left and kind of whoosh over and kind of like update everything as we go. So I need to just I'm recording the size that it needs to be, and like the way that we can sort of compensate for this is we're going to kind of activate it. Like we're going to have these all unactivated, and hopefully it'll look really good. So I just need to write down some numbers. So that's 3. So it's going to go to that size, make the map, and then it's going to go to this size. 4.3 looks good. So 3, 4.3, and over here it's going to be 5.7. 5.7. Okay, 5.7. Okay, all right. So what we should do is on update. I wonder if it's as easy as just having underscore lifebar script dot game object dot set active equals set active false. Okay, and then so we want to set them all to false to begin with, and so as it goes it kind of like moves up. That's even more gutting. So was it like, I haven't heard the expression print bed, but did you run out of plastic halfway through or 81% through? Okay. Right, so the summon routine, it's first of all it's going to attach. And we want so background SR. So I've accidentally pressed the caps lock. Float. Current X scale equals 0. Float target X scale equals 3. I think I'm probably making this significantly more confusing than it needs to be. So, and we want float time equals 0. Okay, so 27 minutes, I can do this. Right, float time. So while time is less than 1.0f, it won't actually take a second, but we're going to have time plus equals time dot delta time. Current scale equals 0. Okay. So hold on. Original scale. I think this needs to be original X scale equals 0. That, and then we're going to have float current X scale equals 0. Okay. Right, why am I doing all this? It will make sense soon. So we kind of want to make it take a little, so times by, let's say, let's keep it slow, but we're going to update it. Okay. Oh, that's really gutting. Oh right. Oh sorry. So Grumble of Pugs. We're currently 10 past 7. So I've basically got 26 minutes, and to try and make a cool new UI that sort of kind of goes bloop 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 and then puts everything, and it's going to hopefully look brilliant. But we don't know yet. That's gutting. And out of interest, the plastic that you've wasted, are you still able to reuse that, or is that just like you can't make much? You can't use that? Because in my head, I imagine, is there just like a way of just putting like waste plastic into a thing? Right. So yeah. Right. Anyway. Right, so 25 minutes. Okay, I can do this, don't worry. So we're going to have current X scale equals original X scale plus open brackets times by target X scale. No. Not that. I mean, that will work, but we want to have another float, which is gap to close equals. Oh yeah, sorry. I just realised that. Ah, that's gutting. That's gutting. What was it that you were looking to make? Equals math f dot absolute of target X scale minus original X scale. This looks quite ugly, and this definitely feels like it's more than is needed. But I think this way is sort of cleaner. We're going to have yield return null. Okay. Right, so I'm staring at something, so that's okay. And now we want to have background SR dot size equals new vector 2, and that will be current X scale, comma 1. I think it's 1. So I think, okay. So now that we've done that, right, we then want to set up the light bar and then wait for the light bar to do the summoning, which shouldn't take too long. And then we can actually use almost all of this again. We're just going to go Control C, Control V, and let me just do one other last little thing. We're going to have float bar speed equals 4. And that is going to be times by bar speed. Okay. So it's going to set up that. Then we're setting all of this over here. Control C. Oh yeah, we've actually missed something. We need to make sure that underscore lightbar script dot game object dot set active equals true. Yeah, right. That's good. Okay. Right. So what's happening here? We're essentially growing it. We're growing the grey bar behind to size 3, and then the life bar will spawn, and then the original is now. And actually, what we should do as well at the bottom here, Control C, Control V, that should be target X scale. Okay, so now original scale equals target X scale, and then I've got the numbers here. This should be 4.3F, and the current shouldn't actually matter. We don't really need that now. Gap to close. Oh, that needs to be gap to close. Gap to close, and then this will make sense when it all comes together. So it's like I'm doing a sort of slightly complicated code routine. Oh, whoa! Oh my gosh! Sorry, this is really cool. Hold on, you're printing a wind turbine. The plan is to use thread rods and step motor from an old 3D printer, and hopefully it will generate enough to get... Okay, I mean, this is one thing that I'm actually genuinely very, very much in favour of, is the concept of using renewable energy, right? It's like kind of, that's one of those things which I know it sounds like, I don't want to be one of those like sort of green police. It's like I don't recycle as much, blah, 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 blah. But whenever I think of like actually using either wind turbines or indeed solar power or anything, any way of creating your own, like actually creating essentially energy from what is nothing, I love that. I know you can't create energy, you're actually using it from the wind that's being generated, and there's not an infinite amount of wind, I do understand that, but in my head it's like, oh, you're kind of creating something out of nothing, which is quite magical, I think. Right, so that's good. That's fine. And so now we're going to do the gold UI script. Now the only problem is there's not actually any waiting here, so I kind of might just have to create my own little quarter of a second wait. So that's good. So underscore gold UI script of game object set active true. We're then sorting the order for the thing, and then we're updating this, and then we're going to just kind of have time equals 0 while time is less than, let's just say 0.2f, yield return null. That's good. Okay. Printing it, that's just actually printing your own wind turbine. That's just so awesome. Right, so now we've done that, we can copy all of this again. Control C, Control V. Now the original scale equals the target. Now the target here is 5.7. Okay, 18 minutes. That should be good. All of this should work. And then we just want to have underscore Rumpel token counts up, that's exactly what we're after. Then we're summoning it, and then while that is busy, and then yeah, I mean, like, I know it sounds silly, it doesn't, even if it's like the small, like just that sort of idea, that concept, right? So now this is, I've got a rather right, are we ready? We're gonna no, I tell you what, once I've done this, I have got a sort of funny story to say, and like kind of it's something that it's going to sound quite pathetic from me, but I will explain a really funny story once we've got this sorted. So in theory, this should go as far as creating the UI. So let's see. Oh, not bad. It looks like we haven't got quite as far as we needed, but that's okay. Let's see what went wrong. Oh, God, I'm such an idiot. Okay, time plus equals time dot delta time. It's like, yeah, while time is less than 0.2, and by the way, it will be less than 0.2 forever, because there's nothing that's actually influencing its change. Okay, right. So that's good. What I kind of want to do as well is so we're setting that and I kind of want to. This is just, again, we're getting there. Background sr dot game object dot set active to false, and right, upon start we're going to have background sr dot game object dot hold on, set active to true. So we're kind of activating it as we go. And what would make sense is if we just had Control C. We set it to, let's just say 0.01f. I think it gives us a bit of a problem if we set it to 0, so I feel like it's probably better if I just do that. Oh wow, right, what we got? Oh wow! So hold on, just a sec. You're actually creating. So does this actually? Will this essentially, like, even though it will only be a small amount, will this be like kind of a way of generating speed? So you're saying it's. So that's actually still quite tall. And will that be like you'll be able to actually power things in real life? You'll actually find it. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is really cool, by the way, and absolutely fair play. Even if it is a small little thing and it's just more of a sort of gesture, just the concept of having renewable power, I've got so much respect for that. That's just brilliant. Okay. So what? Yeah, the reason I've done all of this is because I kind of want to have. C, Control V. Instead of upon start, I kind of want to do it from a button press. So H, let's just say J. Now, this is always a slightly dangerous because J might be doing something else. In fact, let's go see if J is doing find all references. Okay. That's fine. This is a bit of script that we don't ever need, but I'll just green this out to be on the safe side anyway. Yeah, it turns out this whole script is no longer necessary. I thought I needed a separate script to attach it to the UI, but it's not actually. Yeah. Oh, wow. Jackery. So is I haven't even heard that expression, Jackery, but is that a form of like some sort of power generator? So, right, hold on, here we go. So, nothing, and then da-da-da. Right, oh, let's see, let's summon this up. Okay, is this going to look really good, or is it going to look really rubbish? Let's go. Oh, you know what? I'll take that. I will take that any day of the week. Okay, right, brilliant. Right, so now, what we need to do is, yes! Oh, fantastic! Yes, so excited. Okay, right. What we need to do now is we need to work out a way of adding all of the. Oh wow! Yes. Okay. Right. So let's have a look. Hold on. Oh, yes. Sorry, I realised I actually got the thing. Right, okay, yes, anyway, I've put that on the thing. I'm just going to pause that. I'll have a look. I tell you what, I do really appreciate all this. This is actually, yeah, like, because I think it's more, not that like I say, it's not as though, I don't even think I've got a solar powered calculator. You know, it's not as though I'm actually doing much for the cause, but I've got so much respect for people who actually do that. Right, so we've got the ability to summon, everything's good. We've still got 11 minutes to sort out the whole concept of adding constructs. Okay. Oh wow. I kind of need a heater, to be honest. I'm freezing over here. Right, so public void add construct to UI. Okay. And then we're just going to have construct type. Construct. Okay. Now, before I do anything more here, we need to work out. We need to do a few little things. It shouldn't take too long. But I think the easiest way is I just try to work out exactly where I need to build it, where I need to put it. So I'm going to press H now. Oh, nice. Oh, I love it. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. It's brilliant. Right, okay. So what we want to do now is we want to work out how much bigger we need to make this. So it's currently 5.7 something. Anyway, so if I was to make this 6.7, right, and then we were to add a 2D object sprite square, which we're gonna. It doesn't really matter what we call it because this is. I need to set all this. So this needs to be front, and this needs to be, let's just say, 10. And it needs to go somewhere there. But let's just try and work out. I need to get a picture of. I need to get one of the construct sprites to put on, just so I can work out the size. Oh wow! Oh my gosh, this guy sounds like a legend. So Robert Murray Smith. Yeah, okay. That's actually something, because that's obviously a problem that I think I was going to say. Oh yeah, I might face that. I think we're all at risk of facing that problem. And what am I doing? Oh, I'm definitely doing my bit. I'm making computer games. It's way more important. Right, I've got to remember where I've actually. What did I call constructs? It's going to be one of these sprites. Buildings. That's it. Okay. Constructs. I think it's constructs HR. So that's obviously a little bit too big, but we just need to work out exactly how big it needs to be and where it needs to be in proportion to everything. So roughly there. So that's probably minus 0.25. But we would need to make the actually, should we just make the size 0. What if it's 0.5? 0.5. Is that too small? Let's just have a little look at the screen. Is that? Yeah, I'm trying to work out if that's actually going to be too small. Let's try 0.75. 0.75. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks okay. And so the idea is, as you get more constructs, they're just going to be added to over here. So we just need to work out how much it needs to get bigger each time, and what position it needs to be in. So the first position would be, let's just say that was 6. So 6 sounds like pretty good. Okay, so the first one is going to be 6. Let me write this down. And the scale here is 6.7. So I'm just writing down numbers so that I can work out where everything's going to go. So if we were to make another one, so if I'm just going to go Control D, and then we move this along, say 1. No, that's just setting it to 1. 7. Is that too far apart, or is that reasonable? So, what if it was, say, 6.8? Maybe we just stick with 7, because then the numbers are a lot easier. Not 67, 7. And so, with that knowledge in mind as well, this one, the size would need to be 7.7. So yeah, we're just essentially adding 1 each time. Okay, right, brilliant. So what we need to do now is we're going to have a new game object. 6 minutes. Okay, right, let's go. 6 minutes. Okay, I can do this. Right, 2D sprite square. This will be So we actually want to have 0, 0, 0, that's fine. We're going to call this map UI construct. Go. And we can actually set all this now, so we don't really need to set it later. And I think 10 should be fine. And we can make it a lot easier for ourselves. We can just have 0.75 here, 0.75 here. And we want to add this prefab into map stuff. So here, we just want to add this over here. And have you noticed I'm not even adding any scripts to this because we don't really need it. But we do want access to this game object. So I'm going to go map UI construct, copy path. Right, 5 minutes. We're going to have, at the bottom here, I'm going to have private game object. This will be UI construct go. UI construct go. So, yep, okay, we've done that. And upon awake, we want to have, about here, we want to have UI construct go equals resources dot load game object. Control V, get rid of that bit and get rid of that bit over there. So we now have access to our UI construct. Right now, we set everything up so that add construct UI, we probably need a little public int number of constructs shown. And then maybe right at the beginning, not that it matters too much, but let's go just to be on the safe side. We're going to have number of constructs shown equals 0. And then add construct, we're going to have a whole routine and we'll make a boolean so that we know that that's over here. So public bool adding construct. Okay, so right, it's 3 minutes. I don't think I can do this. Okay, right, we need to get the sprite of the construct. In fact, no, we're just instead of doing green notes, we're just gonna go straight off the bat. So we actually need to make a coroutine as well. So private I enumerator, add construct to UI routine, open brackets, construct type construct. Okay. Start coroutine, add construct UI. Okay. Construct. Okay, that looks good. Okay, right. So now we're going to have adding construct equals true. Adding construct equals false. And we've got float current no original x scale equals 5.7f plus number of constructs shown. Okay. Oh no! Why have I didn't press the shift. Plus. Okay. Right now, float. target x scale equals original scale, I guess, plus 1 float bar speed equals 4.0f. Okay, right, I'm going to give myself a bit of an extension. We're going to give ourselves 10 more minutes. I'll see if I can do this. Right, so we've got, so that's our target scale, and float, float current x scale equals original x scale. Done. Okay. And we want to have top here float time equals 0 while time is less than and by the way, right at the bottom, just to clarify, we're going to have number of constructs shown plus plus. That's sorry, I want to just get that clarified. So while time is less than 1.0f, time plus equals time dot delta time times by bar speed, yield return null, current x scale equals, oh yeah, we need gap to close, isn't it? Float gap to close equals math f dot absolute. So the reason we use an absolute is we're always going to get a positive number, so it doesn't matter what order I do it on. What do I actually do on the main bit of code? I do that, which is fine. So let's actually just copy this whole thing. I think we can just do Control C. Control V. I think it's still going to be a challenge to get this done in 10 minutes, but I don't know, maybe. So current scale equals, and then we can probably copy this as well. Current scale equals that. Control C. And you could argue, because I'm doing this bit of code quite often, I could try and put this into one script instead of having to just copy this code over and over. But that's more as a sort of reflection thing. So that is growing it. Now we want to instantiate what did I call it again? I've forgotten what I've called my main game object. UI construct go. So UI construct go. And we actually kind of want to get the transform, don't we? So transform construct trans equals instantiate that, and we want it to make the parent of our base trans dot get, not get instance ID. Why would I ever want to do that? Get component transform. So we're now getting access to our transform that we just created, and we want to have the sorry, music. What's happening to the music? I'm not saying it is horrible, but oh, hold on. Everything seems to have frozen. Apologies. Right. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. We're back in. All right. Okay. Right. Where were we? So we've instantiated that, and we want to have construct trans dot local position equals new. Local position equals new vector 3, and I think it's 6 plus number of constructs shown. And did we decide 0.25? Let's go find out. 0.25f, and the z should just sort itself out. We also want to set the sprite. So what we're going to do, we're going to set the sprite, and we want to kind of fade it in as well, which will only take half a second. First of all, how do we get the sprite? I can't remember. We've got to, I think it might be somewhere in our master script. So in fact, what's the easiest way? What's the quickest, cheapest way of doing this? Let's go find all references. Get construct sprite, and that is construct master script. Right, I'm hoping that's part of I think that's part of our main thing, isn't it? Oh, maybe it's not. So it looks like, I was actually hoping it's going to be part of this master script. It looks like, oh, we've got it here anyway. Don't worry, relax guys, we've just got it here. Everything's fine. Okay, don't worry, I wasn't panicking. So now we're going to have sprite renderer construct sr equals construct trans.get component sprite renderer. Nice. Okay. Right. Autocorrect. Right. 4 minutes. Okay. So now we want to have construct sr dot color equals color dot clear, and construct sr dot sprite equals get equals construct master script dot get dot instance dot get construct sprite. Boom. Okay, and that will be our construct. Okay, not a. Oh, I've just called it a construct. Oh no, no, that is right. Construct. Yes. Okay. Sorry, I have spelled it correctly. Okay, everything's fine. Don't worry. I haven't gone crazy. So here we want to kind of fade it slightly. So int chum equals mover dot instance dot fade sr to color, and we're going to have our construct sr. So yeah, a slight problem with this is if there's a point where we need to get rid of a construct whilst in the map mode, which at the moment there's no reason to do that, this will prove problematic. So this is just going to be color dot white, and we'd have it over 0.25 seconds. Okay, and then we're just going to have while mover.instance.s2f bool chum yield return null. Okay, then the number of constructs shown is that. Okay, right, so what we should do now is, after all of this bit here, we're going to have for int I equals 0, I less than gameinfoscript.instance. Construct types dot length, no, dot count I plus plus. Okay, and now we're going to have add constructor UI gameinfoscript.instance._ construct types I that's fine.
because yeah, the only problem is it won't. There's a teeny tiny problem, but I'm going to worry about that later. While adding construct, yield return null. Okay. So this should, in theory, we can get rid of this now. We can get rid of all this. Right. So let's see. So have we got any error messages straight off the bat? I rushed this, so we might be struggling. So what I need to do first of all is just play, right? And before I've got a separate button to summon the, to actually summon. So I'm not going to press that quite yet, because what we want to do is just give ourselves some constructs. So if I go into the game info script, we're going to add, let's just add a few of these. 1, 2, 3. Let's have a Chips Combat Barracks and a Dark Stranger Ranger. Construct ints, I don't think any of these matter too much. Admittedly, this Corn Heart Farm is problematic slightly, but that doesn't matter. Right, okay, let's go. Is this going to work? Okay, that's good enough. That's pretty good. So that's kind of what we're looking to do. I've obviously got this. I think this needed to be minus, didn't it? Yeah, minus. Okay. Apart from that, we've pretty much done it. Okay. You know what? I gave myself a 10-minute extension, but that was pretty good. So that just needed to be a minus there. So now let's try again. So we still have other like little issues to deal with, but let's just give this another shot. So I didn't save it, did I? So we might need to add the constructs again. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I have to add the constructs again. Let's go Dark Stranger Ranger, Kev, and Protector Station. I don't know if I need to do that, but right, okay. Is this going to work? Is this going to be? Am I going to look like the champion of all time? Bam, 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 bam. Yes. Right, awesome. Okay, so that's roughly. So that way, people they'll have an idea as to how well they're sort of doing. We could probably. It's not too much effort to have that coin animated. But yeah, okay, all right. I'm happy with that. And when we actually run into a thing, which means that we get a construct, we can simply just order this to update itself. Okay, right. And now what we've got to do as well is we've got to work out at what point in this do we want the do we want to create our UI? And I think. So yeah, we still do have. It's not as though absolutely everything has been sorted. So we've got this map UI go. All right, this is this golden piece of stuff that we've worked on. Map UI go. So now, upon everything here, upon our map test script, which is still called map test script, let's go Control MO. Let's close everything. We want to have a new game object, which we'll call. Private game object map UI go. Okay, and then upon awake, about here, we want to have map UI go equals something equals resources.load game object. And what I should do, given that this is an instance of in and of itself, if ever we need to update it, I think instead of making this map UI this main map thing, we should just have a public script here. So if ever we need to make any changes to it, we just call this map test script. because I like to try and reduce the number of. I'm doing a terrible job of it, but I like to reduce the number of singletons that we've got. So I think we can just keep it here, can't we? So public map main info script, and we just have an underscore there. And I think I know the bit which I want to put where I want to put it. I think I know where I want to put it. So we just need to get the thing. So this bad boy here. Let's go copy this path, and then chuck it in here. Control V. Okay, so we now have access to this within elsewhere. So when we're actually summoning it, this is the create destiny map. This is what's going down. All right, so this has created the map, and I think there's a certain point where we're waiting for the ortho size. So that clicks it just instantly. Open scene, that's fine. Okay, waiting for that. Then we're instantiating the deck checker. And then attach the deck. Okay, it's weird that I've done it in that order, but that's fine. And then this sorts out the monster rewards available. So this is the bit where we're zooming in, but I think about where would make the most sense. I think about here. So underscore map main info script dot equals instantiate map UI go dot get component map main info script. So we've created it. Now we're going to get it to go map underscore map main info script dot summon while map main info script dot busy yield return null. Okay, so yeah, we're well on our way. There's still little things that we obviously need to get sorted. It's like we need to make sure that when we're actually getting like coins or getting rumple tokens, that it doesn't look too silly when it updates. But let's worry about that later. So I kind of want to, before I do anything else, before I forget, I kind of want to just put these in green, just so we don't, so that doesn't confuse with anything. And then we kind of want to just see, let's see, does this work? So okay, all right. That's absolutely brilliant. Right, okay, fantastic. So, right, yeah, okay. We have now actually we have properly done. We've nailed it. That's exactly what I wanted it to look like. And so when we pick up constructs along the way, it will add the constructs as and when it's needed. Right now, I'm really gutted to say this. I was like, because I'm actually on a time frame, it looks like I'm going to have to eat food soon. But I might come back after food to do, because I want to get all of the maps sorted, and like we've made so much progress, but we haven't quite got there, and I want to make sure that it's done. So the next big stream, I can actually start putting all the cards in. Because one thing that I also really kind of want to do as well is with some of the cards, it's like, for example, with Glycerca, you've got this animated like little Glycerca that's shaking about, and then it does the effect. And I want to have that with more things. So it's, I don't know if KO2 fan, if you're here, I want to have a football come in, slam, and then as it slams, they slam like into the rough area of the beans. And then like however many, like let's just say 5 beans split off, and then you get 5 mana. I kind of just want to see a football go boosh, you know, as it does that. Like I want to put that. This is why it's like kind of, I'm thinking this one is, as much as this has been a fun, really good constructive stream, it's like when I actually get back to the game to put these new cards in, it's going to be even more awesome. Right, but I'm going to have to probably call it here. Thanks so much for sticking around. I'm going to have a little look to see who I can raid, but yeah, and I might be back on later tonight. I'll see, because I do, like, you know what I'm thinking, there's so much more that I want to get done, but I will have to stop it now for the time being. All right, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Okay.
Drayden, I voted for 2 to do my...
I'm taking a bit of a gamble on this raid. I have no idea, but hopefully it'll be good.
That's the reason why I appreciate the bandwidth and the diversity in the board of all of you who stepped forward, and it worked really well in the last 2 years with more people, with more discussions, exchanging ideas and distributing things. So without Eline and Dili, we would never have such a wonderful website, because the one that Michael and I did um, was super. So I'm very happy that we are represented, and we got very good feedback also from the VCO that we are represented in a good way. So I think that even though there are small steps, the association moved forward over the years, and I see a lot of things to do ahead of us. I agree with everything that was said before. Me personally, I do a lot in educational stuff and training. I'm also like Julian, have a guest lecture in Salzburg, and Mipumi is also very strong in Vienna, represented at the universities. I believe that's a thing that we owe young people, especially since Diddle and I, we didn't even have a formal education because there was none when we started. So I feel it's cool that there's one, and I'm more than happy to support it as an individual and as the company that I work for. So I would like to continue there. And I said that last time, we need to be smart with what we have in Austria. And since Florian Ginder is doing a lot in Salzburg and there's to level up, I would like to kind of focus on what we have and kind of use that as a starting point to do things from there. This could be having a vote, an Austrian vote on the best student projects of all the universities, connecting them. This is one initiative that you might have realized that we're doing since summer, actually, since June. It was in June, yeah, where we had the first educational enquete, and for the first time we brought all the universities together on one table, because they have not met. Not everyone knew each other, and not everyone has met before. So that was a very cool thing, because it's in our interest to make sure that we have good education, even better education that we already have, a good starting point for graduates. So I would like to continue there as well, and there are some ideas that could be done together. So at the moment, I'm working with Hotel Spengergasse, for example, on a mentoring speed mentoring, like the IGDA is doing, and I would like to do that in the first quarter next year, with help of some people from Vienna who are willing to spend an hour or two for the industry and for young people at school. Yeah, enough spoken. Thank you, and I hand over the mic to Michael Tisler.
Hi, I'm Michael. I've been around the game industry since when I started at Cliffhanger. I think it's not 11 years ago. At the time, I already